In order to practice for the pitch, we went and talked to 42 formal judges. What's the best way to practice a pitch with formal judges? So I found them. All of them say yes. Not all of them, but I found like tons of them, and 42 of them say yes. Practice 42 times. When I go on the pitch, my pitch was perfect. But when the judge asked me question, I stunned. I couldn't remember anything because all in my head, I didn't believe that I can answer the question. I only think about, whoa, practice judge number 27 asked me this question and I put the answer in the appendix 22. I didn't believe that I could answer the question. I didn't believe that.
Anya, welcome to the Resilient Entrepreneurs podcast. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Hello. This is Anya Cheng from Silicon Valley. Before starting company Taelor, which is an AI company, we use AI to pick clothes for busy men. So then their wife don't need to do so. And then from there, we also before that, I also have 15 years in big tech companies before. Most recent at Meta, where I help build out Facebook, Instagram, shopping. Was head of product at eBay, helping to build new business in the US, new market in Latin America, Africa, Asia. Senior director at McDonald's, helped them to build out food delivery business when Uber Eats just started, and helped Target to build their tech office here in Silicon Valley. So I'm excited to share more about how Taelor AI, using AI to pick clothes for busy men and solving the environmental issue as well.
We love that meaning behind the business. We're definitely going to dig into all of that. And before we get too deep into what you do, I want to know what you think. So I'm going to ask you a big question. The first question we always start this podcast off with is, if I were to hand you a magic wand today, I want to know, what would you do with that magic wand?
I think I want to help everybody feel confident and ready for their date. I remember this podcast about resilience. So I remember many times, and when I first moved from Taiwan to the US, or first time getting a job interview, first time going on a date, first time working for big tech company like eBay and Meta, first time leading the team, first time sitting on the executive table. There are so many moments that I felt that I'm not ready, and am I doubting myself? Like, am I ready for this job? Those typical imposter syndrome for minority women. So I hope that this magic wine can help more people, no matter where you are in your life, what definition of a success means to you. You feel confident and ready to tackle your next challenges.
The world needs more of that, Anya. So thank you for your vision. And I imagine that your business that you've Taelor.Style speaks into exactly that.
Yeah, as people often ask me, like, you guys doing menswear business, you use AI to pick clothes for busy men. But why two women does this menswear business? So I talk about the story when I started. I had the idea when I was working for Meta and eBay, where I was a few female leaders on the team, and I felt a little bit imposter syndrome leading large teams, and so I want to look great. I figured that if I'm freaking out, at least people won't tell that I'm freaking out. I look so presentable. So I started using some traditional subscription boxes like Stitch Fix, but you have to buy from every single shipment. That means you have to decide. Yes, stylists pick for you, but once the shipment arrives, you have to have a few days to decide if you're going to buy it. And once you buy, you have to matching the outfit, which I'm horrible at. You have to do the laundry, ironing, and cleanings, and folding. So I didn't like that. And I started renting. I use a company like more Rent the Runways, and also like Newly by Urban Outfitter. They just started 5 years ago, and they now make 400 million per year. But all of those require me to pick, and I'm horrible in fashion sense. I want to look good, but I'm not big persons on big in like GQ or reading Vogue, so I don't know what to pick. And in fact, I don't even care. I care that this is an outfit to get a job, get a day, close a deal. But I don't care what color is it, what style is it, as long as it fit me, feel comfortable, and achieve the goal. And that's why Taylor was born. We thought that why not there's a fashion company tailored to people that are not into fashion, but help them achieve their goals. So it's like Netflix for outfit. for like $100 per month, people can wear like 10 clothes per month, and our AI pick the perfect outfit to make them stand out. And once they done, they get real clothes to wear a couple weeks. Once they are done, they return the dirty clothes and get next shipments. No more shopping, no laundry.
I love that. Who's your target market?
Our customers are guys who are socially active. They are not geekies. They are guys socially active, single guys, salespeople, recruiter, pastor, professor, business owners, but they are not into fashion. They are not people who read GQs. They are like just normal people who are busy, white collar guy, want to get their days ready. So we are more like what we are really selling is more of like more chance to succeed, and then also saving a mind space for them. It's kind of the new way or smarter way to help them to get ready for their day.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. That's so interesting. It's so interesting that this is I think a new way that people want to work and live because we are so busy. And I think a subscription service that just delivers it, like you said, it's styled perfectly for you. I assume you have all the measurements, and then everything's going to fit perfectly too. And then they just wear it until they're done and send it back. And they don't even have to do the laundry. I think that's my favorite part.
You're right. A lot of our customers like, well, no laundry, no folding, no ironing. That's perfect. Or even when they are traveling, they can change your address, ship it to hotel. They wear for a couple weeks. Once they are done, they return the dirty clothes and in the hotel, give it to hotel lobby, go home without doing any laundry. And when they are home, the new shipment has arrived. Now they are ready for next few weeks occasions. And on the other hand, it also fit perfect with for customers who are into sustainability. So today, they are 30% of clothes go directly from factory to landfill, generating 10% of carbon emission. 20% of polluted water. Fashion is the most polluted industry in the world. So instead of burning down those unsold inventory, now they find a new outlets that we can rent it out to the customer, and then customer provide feedback, so then they can also producing the best collections next year versus keep producing junk that people don't want.
Yeah, that's really interesting too. Because, as they say, we wear like 20% of our wardrobe 80% of the time anyway. Like so much of even what we have is just gathering dust in the back of a closet. This is such a more sustainable option for people, and to always have something new, fashionable, trendy, changing things up. Like you said, people, I can see it really for like busy corporate type people that have to go to lots of events, have to go to I don't know, all kinds of conferences and things. They're going to want to always have fresh new.
Yeah, well, it's more like just replace of the dry cleaning. A lot of people already doing dry cleaning, so $50, $100 per month in dry cleaning. Why not use the money to actually, instead of wearing the same one again and again, now it can be the new one that's picked by professional stylists, powered by AI, and also that fit perfect with the occasion. So a lot of people were just more of using that to help them to upgrade their wardrobe, but also just save one more things that so they don't have to think about. You don't have to be Steve Jobs to wear the same thing every single day, but you also don't need to think about what to wear and save you 10 minutes every day.
Love your reference to Steve Jobs. We often refer to him, and it's one less decision to make. But this way, you get to make one less decision and be fashionable at the same. Well, sorry, Steve was always quite fashionable, but we know what we're saying here, ladies. I love it. And so, Anya, I can't help but wonder what was it that sparked this genius idea? I love to talk about the ideation of businesses because our audience is sitting on so many genius ideas. What sparked the idea, and what the next step was? What made you believe it was viable?
Hey there, sorry for the interruption, but if you're a woman entrepreneur ready to raise your profile, expand your reach, and start being seen as the expert you already are, we have a challenge for you. Vicky and I have created a free guide called the LinkedIn to Latte Method. Check it out in the link below. It's designed especially for women who are done playing small and are ready to attract opportunities, clients, and increase your visibility. No tech overwhelm, no awkward call DMs, just clear, authentic strategy that works. So download the free LinkedIn to Latte guide below, take the challenge, and start turning your brilliance into real opportunities. Now, back to the episode.
Yeah, so we started this idea when I was having the needs on why is fashion companies not doing something for people who are not into fashion? And then how do we get our first customer? So we started with a minimum viable product, which is just a landing page on Shopify. Page $10 on Shopify. We launch a landing page with no function. You just say that if you're interested, we join the wait list. So we launch it for in a month. Someone email me and say, hey, please bump me up to your wait list. I'm very interested in using a service. I ignore him because I thought he's a scam. Who's going to be so eager to use our service? And a month after, his name is Michael, he called me. Somehow he connect me on LinkedIn and I accepted it. So he found my email and then phone number. So he called me and said, hi, I'm Michael. I live in San Diego. I'm a real estate agent. I really like your blue shirts on the website homepage. Can you please bump me up to your wait list? I've been waiting for 2 months. You guys must be super popular. No, we have nothing. We're just not ready. So you guys so popular. Can you please bump me up to the wait list? So we realized he is a real guy. And it was right before Christmas. Went to Macy's and bought a whole bunch of promotional items. Went to the USPS post office, put into the post office box, and then ship it to him. He became our first customer. From there, we start realizing, yes, there are some people on the wait list. So we start piloting with 100 customers. And from there, what's most important is we learn. Every single customer, we interview them. What do you need? Okay, what's work? What doesn't work? So we realize we need like AI to pick clothes. Otherwise, there's not enough stylists that can pick the clothes. We realize we need some brand partnership, so we don't have to buy the clothes. There could be revenue share. Every time you rent out, every time you get sold, we do revenue share with a brand partner. But we also realize in order to do revenue share, they want more than money. They want also insight. Every time customer rents something, oh, your sleeve is too long, that's why I didn't buy it. They want the actionable insight that they can improve their next collection. So realize we need an insight. We are actually a data company. And we realize that we also need some other marketing opportunities, such as partnering with dating sites and other fitness center. So with that idea in mind, we put together a business plan, and then we start doing the fundraising. How do we get our first investor? So we uh, we start with, I do went to University of Chicago for my MBA, and Northwestern University for the master degree in marketing. So we start with connection we know. At the beginning, we were thought like, we should definitely go on like professional angel, etc. We should never take money from a friend and family. Like we should keep this business separate to the personal life. But then we quickly realized that if people who have a connection with you, doesn't mean they really know you, like they are like Northwestern alumni, for example. But if people who you have connection with not even bother to invest and believe in you, why stranger will do? We quickly realized that our best power is to start with our connection and nothing to shame about that. And so we start with those connections. We're hosting information sessions in those alumni community and say, hey, alumni, I may or may not know you, but we are these two classmates from Chicago Boots MBA. We team up and come and listen to what we have to offer. From there, we raise $1 million. And then one of the investor was our professor. So we asked the professor, say, can you connect us to some investor? He said, I don't know any investor, but I can connect you to a student who is also a founder. So we talked to the founder. In the conversation, I forgot that need to ask him about investor. I was just genuinely curious about his business and I want to help him. So, wow, he was doing an AI security camera. So I connect him with my bodyguard when I was working for Meta and went to Nigeria for business. So I connect him with my connection back in Chicago who worked for police department. So after a few weeks, he came back to me and said, Anya, thank you so much for those connections. They are so valuable, amazing leads, and I got the deals. Thank you. By the way, why did you reach out from first place? I was trying to ask you to introduce me to your investor. And then he connected us to his investor Berlin Capital, which is an early investor of Live, Instacart, and another 10 unicorn. In half an hour conversation, we got $1 million. And that's why how we close the round and get the first investor. And then how, in terms of how we get our first supplier, so we need, now we have money, but we need clothes, but we are nobody. Why would anyone want to partner with us? So then I thought that if we get on news, then someone want to partner with us. So we went on TechCrunch conference, and I wait outside of the press room. As soon as the reporter come out, I send them my business card. I don't even have business card. It was just a printing of the A4 paper. And like, this is I'm Anya, this is what we want to do. And I follow up with the reporter again and again. And the reporter emailed me back. Please stop emailing me. I'm not interested in the topic, she said. And okay, a month after, she emailed me back. I'm still not interested in the story, but my colleague, for some reason, he liked the story. Okay, I'm connecting you guys. So I talked to the reporter. This was amazing. It was a B2B trade publication for the fashion industry. With that, we can reach out to so many fashion brands. We had an amazing hour conversation. Nothing happened. A month went by, 2 months went by, nothing happened. So kind of life go on. So I went on a startup competition. We won the West Coast Championship. It was a competition hosted by University of Chicago. And then from there, we were ready to compete on the global final. So I thought that who will be interested in this news, kind of news? At least school magazine, right? So maybe nobody else. At least school is hosting by a school, right? So I reached out to Northwestern University, not University of Chicago. I reached out to Northwestern University because I am also alumni of Northwestern. So I say, hey, the story is Northwestern alumni, my winning the University of Chicago startup competition champions. That's the news for school magazine. So the school published it. Somehow the ABC News in Chicago picked up a story from the school magazine. We went on the live morning shows in ABC News. After the morning show, the fashion trade publication still didn't publish. So I sent him the news, say, hey, this is the ABC News. You may be able to use this to convince your boss. And the article he interviewed me 3 months ago got published. One company in Canada sent me the email and say, hey, I saw the new news on WWD. We're very interested in partner with you guys. And that's how we got the first supplier. And now we have 300 suppliers.
Wow. It's the hardest one is the first, right? The hardest one is the first article, the first investor, the first supplier, the first everything in your business. The hardest one is the first. But then how much easier is it to get the second and the third and the fourth?
I think it's never easy. It's definitely a lot more memorable for the first one, but in that life, it's never easy. There's always new challenges, new things. And so, yeah, so for example, we won that competition. We went on other competitions, and there was one or big competitions at the time. And we, in order to practice for the pitch, we went and talked to 42 formal judges. What's the best way to practice a pitch with formal judges? So I found them. All of them say yes. Not all of them, but I found like tons of them, and 42 of them say yes. Practice 42 times. When I go on the pitch, my pitch was perfect. But when the judge asked me question, I stunned. I couldn't remember anything because all in my head, I didn't believe that I can answer the question. I only think about, wow, practice judge number 27 asked me this question and I put the answer in the appendix 22. I didn't believe that I could answer the question. I didn't believe that I could be a founder. And that's why we failed. And turned out that I went home and the question was so easy. I could definitely have points of view about that. And that was a big learning. Like the hardest part for being a startup founder, in my point of view, is believing yourself. And even for me, after 15 years in big tech companies, it's still so hard because when you were in big tech company, everyone wants to talk to you. They see your business card with Meta. They want to talk to you. Either they want to get a job, get you a deal, or whatever things you might be able to help them in the future. But being a startup founder, you are nobody. No one wants to talk to you anymore. So I think biggest part is believing yourself. And the first one is easy, but then follow on every single day is a new day.
Fair.
Such an important point, Anya. Such an important point. It's self-belief and it's identity, isn't it? As you talked about when you were connected with a big company that people already had brand awareness of, It was easy. And when you're starting your own thing, that's your own identity. Who are you in that space? How do you take up that space? And this is the important part, we believe, about personal branding. What's your view? I mean, you're a very accomplished marketer. You're an adjunct professor of marketing now at Northwestern. So tell us, what's your view on personal branding? It's a big question. I'll narrow it down. So we like to train women specifically on how to do personal branding, getting on podcasts, getting your speech, a keynote speaker, writing the book, and others. And we coach them on how to get out of their own way, how to own their greatness and then show it. So that's how we blend personal branding. I'm curious as to your own lived experience around that. If you could speak more into that.
So I think no matter it's a personal branding or just company marketing, I believe in one simple concept, which was I can kind of tie back to just a few days ago. I was in the award ceremony, Taylor menswear rental subscriptions. We won the American Marketing Association Excellent in Marketing Award of the Year. And so I give a talk when I got the award, and I told people like, when I came to the US 18 years ago from Taiwan, people ask me and suggest me not to get into marketing. Don't do anything on branding and marketing. It's all about languages, which you have horrible English. You speak broken English. But in my heart, I believe that marketing, branding is not about perfect slogans. It's actually about that you deeply understand your audience and really help them to solve a problem by bringing your value. Your personal branding, I think it's the same thing. Am I someone that really good in product management? So when someone come in and ask me about that question, building an app or website for e-commerce, I can answer the question. I can help them solve the problem. I mean, the personal branding is about an amazing coach. So my students, they come to us, they even have career challenges where they have just midlife crisis. I help them to break through and finding their directions, right? It's about you solving a problem. So the same thing with the idea in mind, we start Taylor. We believe that it's not about looking good, it's about looking good so you get a job, get a day, close a deal. Last week, our customer Michael told us that he is ready to pop the question. And he said, I'm freaking out. I don't know what to wear. I'm not sure what am I going to be ready. And help me. So we help them to pick something that perfect with his personality, but also pair perfectly with the outfit that his fiance he is going to wear, because he knows that these are a few favorite dress that he's going to wear. Of course, she said yes. And we think again, it's not about winning for the style. It's a human moment. Personal branding, like marketing, is about human moment, back to the human. And why we were able to win the award for generate 10,000 impressions with zero marketing budget. How? Because we keep human in mind. We started using AI to we rank very high on ChatGPT when people ask 2025 fashion trend. The answer wasn't from GQ, from Taylor, a 2 years old startup Taylor. Right? But how? We would start with marketer having ideas, and then AI iterated, and our personal stylist, human stylist, provide the input. We send it to a customers on these are the styling note, and customer provide feedback on what they think about these clothes, and then back to the AI again, human AI, human AI, human AI. It became a magical flywheel to getting traffic, but the reality, the background of it is not a matter of AI, it's human, because we are solving human problem. So I think back to your question, I think it's about what's your personal branding, is what problem you tend to solve for people, why you bring value to people, and then I think that's what marketing really means.
Yeah, it is. And it's consistently repeating it over and over so the message reaches and grows, right? I think, and your mission grows and reaches lots of people. I really like how you framed it as, and I really see this as the future of marketing, is personal branding growing using AI as tools in the process of building businesses. Because some people are seeing AI taking off sort of on its own in a side way, that's what people have the fear of, versus us as humans using it as a tool to grow businesses that we then become the personal branded leaders of. And you stand out as the leader, you speak out, you get on the stages, you get on the podcast, and you just talk about your business and your mission and how it impacts people, how you have great stories, like that, and how you make people feel confident in the spaces that they're in. And that's part of your mission. And I think that's the beauty of personal branding when you take it like you've just put it. I think you've just put that so beautifully. So thank you for sharing it in that way.
Yeah, you're right. It's repetitive, but also it's something that is easy for people to remember, right? Think about the positioning. The When you think about Disney, the happiest place on earth. When you think about Amazon, most customer-centric companies, right? So something that's easy for people to remember, but also it's pretty true, right? You go on the Disney, the people who are cleaning smile at you, right? You go to the resort, play happy music, right? People, but it's all about and then when Amazon, when you have the chat with the customer service, if something doesn't go right, potentially someone actually going to real person response to you. So it's something that support by the real fact and something easy to remember, something that can really differentiate yourself to others. And that's what's positioning, which is part of the support for your personal branding.
Yeah, exactly. I love that. I'd like to ask you, because we've spoken to other women in tech about how hard it is to be a woman in tech. I'd love to know your perspective on that. It tends to be more male dominated industry. And you talked a little bit about the challenges of investing and that sort, but what other challenges have you faced as a woman in this space?
Yeah, I think that it's definitely never easy when you are a minority. I clearly remember there was one time when I was in a big tech company, they have an offsite for tier one manager. So I went and somehow that they invite another pretty random persons on the team to join the offsite meeting because they were very mindful. They realized behind 20 first level managers, there were only one woman who is me, and they didn't want me to feel that way. So they invite another person, but the person is so random that it become even more obvious that she's there because Anya is a woman. So, uh, but at least I appreciate the thoughts at the time. I think it's never easy, especially in startup being a woman founder. As you guys know, 50% of U.S. business were founded by women. 30% of Bay Area tech company are founded by women, but venture money only 1%. 1% invest in woman founder, even though research shows that founders found the company are actually way more successful in many cases. So at the point when I became a founder, I did feel sad about that. I feel that life is not fair. And why the minority really make a difference in this space. And so, but um, after that, I kind of started changing my thoughts. I figured that, if the world only favor it, majority and not favoring minority in this case, then why not for me to team up with more of the minorities, right? So we start looking for talk to investors who are African Americans, talk to investors who are women, investors who are gay, who are investors who are immigrants, and so investors who are people with colors, and it's just there are so many minority. If I combine all of a minority, I'm majority, right? So
Mm, I
and
love that.
then in big tech company, I encourage people, we have some practice that help a bit. For example, many times women tend to not, if certain events that women tend to not participating, for example hackathons, then we will prepare like, hey, this will be a meetings before that, which is all hand everybody attend, and then we will do a hackathon information session right after, so everybody can just simply stay, reduce the barrier for people to like sign up for the hackathon information sessions. So whoever everyone want to stay, please do stay. Or for example, we found that in the old hand, if the first question asked by man, the rest of the question were 80% asked by man. But if the first question asked by woman, the rest of the question will be 50-50. So we always save the first
Wow.
question to a woman. Or, for example, we know women tend to be assigned for tedious small work, like such as training a new hire, prepare Halloween parties, etc. So we start to encourage people say, okay, no problem if you take the task. Yes, you can, but you also start doing your rotation sheets. I say, yeah, no problem. I'm Anya. I can take the task. I can organizing a company party. But how about this? I will also write down the rotation sheet for next party. It will be Mike. Next party will be Peter, and etc. So then I still do the work and taking the lead, but I start become the person who assigns. So then I can ensure not every woman become the person actually doing the tedious work. So small thing helps, and life is not easy, but then team up with other women and amplify each other's, and opportunity is still there.
I adore your view. The way you just solve those problems. You're such a problem solver. And I love that you are all across the stats. You know what the issue is and you jump right in and find such an innovative way to take care of it without it having to be a conflict or kind of waving the flag that says, I want my space. It comes from a very empowered place. And I really encourage, my goodness, I'm just excited about that. Just the way you address this, the inequality, because it's real and we get to choose whether or not it's going to hold us back. And clearly, it is not holding you back.
Yeah, I think so. There's ups and downs, and it's never easy. But like one tip my coach told me was that we tend to say we should do something. I should exercise more. I should sleep early. I should do this. But we all are humans, and the more that we say we should, the less likely we want to do. So
Mhm.
every day I try to practice myself, say I want to. I want to do a little bit cleaning today. I want to do a little bit exercise today. I want to meet someone who I'm less familiar with, because research shows that women tend to spend more time with close tie, while men tend to spend with loose tie. And unfortunately, loose tie bring insights that you don't have, and which help you on the career. So I, instead of saying I should and I would like to, so then bring a little bit more positive energy to the life.
Mm.
Oh, yes, that's so good. I'd love to. What other advice would you like to hand to yourself 18 years ago, like you said, when you moved to the US, which must have been quite a culture, everything shock, right? Such a big change, lifestyle change. What advice would you like to give to your younger self that would also help other people that might, be in that space?
Yeah, I will probably share the story and I will answer the questions. When I moved to US from Taiwan, I graduated in happened to be in 2008, right after Lehman Brothers went bankruptcy. So there was no job anywhere, and I am someone who want to do marketing, and it's even harder. Can you imagine someone with broken English want to do marketing? So I applied for campus recruiting. I didn't get any interviews. My only job before I went to Northwestern University was being a reporter. So I didn't have any marketing experience. I didn't get any campus recruiting participation opportunity. So I wait outside for all different schools. There's MBA schools, journalism schools, there is engineering school, law schools, history schools. So I wait outside. They all have campus recruiting. All those people are not the right hiring manager, but their company must have a marketing team. So I wait outside. As soon as they came out of the building, it's minus 20 degree in Chicago, and I'll give them my resume. But it didn't work. Nobody gave me any interview. People say, Anya, you're dumb. It's all about networking. It's not about calling people. It's networking. You have to find people you know. I don't know anybody. It's my first time in the US. No, 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 that's not true. I kind of know someone. School, they have plenty of professors. So I kind of know them, right? Because I'm a student. So so I would go on
Mm.
different departments and knock on their door. It was before COVID. Everybody stay in the office. So I knock on the door. Hi, history professor. I'm not your student. You don't know me, but I'm a student. And we went to the same school. And here's my resume. I check on your LinkedIn. I know you know this guy. Can you refer me to this guy? So one day, this professor, he say, I don't know you. I cannot connect you to anybody. But tomorrow, I have a talk. There are 3 panelists. You can come and talk, listen to the talk, and bring more of your students. We need more people to fill out the room. So I went. My English was so bad, I have no idea what the speaker was talking about. But after that, I sent her my resume. Hi, I'm Anya. Great talk. I have no idea what she was talking about. But here is my resume. So she said, okay, I can connect you to our recruiter. I talked to the recruiter. She planned me for an interview. It was a job in marketing team, was perfect. A media company, I was a reporter. As I walk out of the building, I see the magazine on the wall. I know this is my company. 2 weeks went by, nobody followed up with me. I called the recruiter. She picked up the phone and said, please stop calling me. I was laid off. The recruiter was laid off. So I say, you know what? You have nothing to do since you have no job. Do you want to grab a coffee? She said yes. So we had a coffee and she told me a lot about the company, who was a decision maker, what challenges they have, what kind of readers they have, what were the advertiser. And then she also gave me one tip. She said, have you heard of New York? Bigger city has more job. New York and LA, they are bigger cities. So you may want to go to bigger city. With that idea in mind, I think that's brilliant. So, but I don't know anybody. Again, I am a Northwestern University alum. I knew alumni. I printed out 2,000 alumni from my department. I started calling each of them. I went to New York and LA for 1 month each. I slept in different friends' living room on the couch. And every day I went information interview and I visited those alumni. And no one was hiring. So one day, as I was, it was snowing, and as I was zipping between newsstand to newsstand to avoid the snow and rain, I saw the newspaper all have phone number, and also wrote down publisher name so and so. So I bought all the newspaper and I start calling each of the publisher. And for some reason, I got into it and I talked to New York Times CEO, VP of CNN, and all of those executives. But no one was hiring. And I thought this kind of work is just too slow. I need to go somewhere that I can meet hundreds of people. Conference. But conference is very expensive tickets. So I call a magazine back in Taiwan and I say, hey, do you want to cover this amazing conference in New York for free? And they say, yes, I called the conference. I'm a reporter from Taiwan. Please give me a press ticket. And I got into a conference and I started talking to everybody. None of them were hiring. After these 2 months, I went back to Chicago. I was ready to go home. But I realized I learned a lot during this process. Right? What CNN does, ESPN does. A lot of these can apply for the magazine company, the one the recruiter was laid off. Right? Because the recruiter told me a whole bunch about inside of the company. So I think they can be benefit from other people's, their competitors doing. So I went on interview their reader and I interviewed their advertiser. You open the magazine, you see advertiser, and if you want to advertise, call this number. And I call each of them, say, hi, I'm just doing research. And I interview all of them. I put together a business plan and I call the CEO again. I said, do you want to know what your competitors are doing? Can you give me 15 minutes? Her name was Peggy. She said yes. I went on. I showed her the business plan. My English was really bad at the time. So she asked me, okay, do you want to be a contractor? I didn't know what contractor mean in English. I said yes. I went home, I Googled, I didn't know why she want me to be a plumber. But anyway, that's how I got my first job in the US. So answer your question, what would I say to my young self? I am not encourage anyone to follow my step because there are so many useless ambush. But I think the reason that I succeed was because every time when I think of giving up, I thought about what I can do using my strengths. I was a reporter, so waiting people outside, ambushing them wasn't too hard. I was a reporter, so getting a conference ticket as a reporter, writing a story wasn't too hard. I was a reporter, so interviewing people wasn't too hard. So I use what I know. So if you want to give up and thinking about giving up, think of something that you are really good at. Because when using your strengths, you are not afraid. When you are not afraid, you're willing to try once and then try once and try once and try once, and eventually you are practicing to succeed. You are not failing, and eventually you will succeed.
Hmm. I love you, Anya. I love your tenacity. I love your persistence. Your um, just the way you keep showing up for yourself, and that shows in your success now. And thank you for the beautiful lessons. The inspiration as well for our viewers. Such a cool story.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah, I would love to invite everyone to want to look great and saving time to try out our service. So if you are listening and your husband or brothers needed to saving time and look good, you can go on Taelor.Style. That's Taelor.Style. Taelor.Style. Use a code podcast gift. You can get 10% discount for the giftings, or use a code podcast25, you get 25% off first month. And if you are investing or if you are fashion brands, we would love to work with you. And so reach out to me at Anya, it's Anya at Taelor.ai, Taelor.ai.
I love the way you pitch yourself too. And I think more entrepreneurs should learn from you that this is exactly how an expert does it. You get here, you get an opportunity, and you make sure you give the pitch in brilliant. Thank you for doing that. And I hope everyone reaches out to you. Just wanted to clarify, are you only US based?
Yeah, we are US based, so we ship US nationwide, big city, small city, anywhere USPS go, we do so. For internationally, we work on the B2B side. We do the technology licensing. So if you are amazing brand in Italy or Singapore, in Japan, you say this is amazing. I want to do this, but I don't want to build my own AI and software and system. No problems. Now we all have these things ready. You can do this in your own market. Maybe you want to do women's wear, or you want to do more high end, or whatever you think fit with your markets. We can be your technology suppliers.
So you franchise the technology. Is that what you're saying?
That's right. That's like Amazon with AWS model. Amazon is not even available in some country, but definitely AWS.
Oh, fantastic. That's so incredible to know. Okay, so anybody out there listening, tune in. Anya's just shared the secrets worldwide. You can figure this out. And I think you're going to inspire a lot of entrepreneurs out there with this conversation. I think you're going to help a lot of women to be really brave. I think you are so brave. In the stories you shared, like Vicky mentioned, your tenacity, it's incredible that you're willing to just take the next step and take the next leap and just keep going and persevering. And through those no's that you get, especially when you're founding, when you're starting up, when you're trying to get investors or those first customers, you're going to hit a lot of roadblocks. You're going to hit a lot of no's. You're going to have to deal with failure. It's all part of the journey. But the tenacity, the resilience is exactly why we do this podcast. And we want to share stories like this with others so that they can build that for themselves and keep going. Like, even when it gets hard, even when you feel rejected, even when it feels like nothing is working, it's that ability to keep going that separates those super successful entrepreneurs from the ones that give up. So thank you for not giving up, for showing people how to do it, for setting a little bit of a lighthouse guidance. And I think you mentioned you mentor people as well. You do, and you have a coach. So all these are extremely great ways to help. And Anya, I just want to thank you so much. This has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. This is Anya Cheng from Taelor.Style.